Hi everyone, it's Dr. Ramani. Today we're going to talk about life after you leave a narcissistic relationship. And we're going to talk about it in a specific way. Because life after a narcissistic relationship is about grief and relief. So please subscribe so you can get notifications about new content coming out twice a week. So let's talk about grief and relief. When a human relationship ends, whether because someone dies, because people split up, or people make a decision to kind of leave a job or anything, there is always going to be a period of grief. Grief is a normal human reaction to loss. Now, some people are really surprised when this happens after a narcissistic relationship ends. They're thinking, I should be the happiest person in the world. I should be relieved. And most people who leave relationships with narcissists, and in fact, when I was doing the interviews for both of my books, that was the prevailing theme. I am so relieved. I can say what I want. I don't have to worry about being criticized. I can actually spend time with people I want. The list went on. So relief was a really prevailing emotion. But what would confuse people is that they would also feel the traditional patterns of grief. They would feel a sense of loss. They would miss the person. They would go through all the stages of grief, like a denial and bargaining and anger and all of that. And then say, oh, if I'm grieving this person, maybe the relationship should be done. Maybe there was actually something there. And they'll start almost gaslighting themselves and getting confused. Keep in mind that regardless of why or how a relationship ends, it is normal to grieve a relationship. It's what human beings do. When a relationship is complicated, like a relationship with a narcissist, the grief can feel even more complicated. You may actually miss parts of the person. And in fact, that's one of the toughest things about relationships with narcissists. Not every moment, not every day is terrible. In fact, many people will say, the reason I'm having difficulty ending the relationship, or I'm having difficulty now that the relationship ended, was that there were just enough good days to keep me in the game. And there are. Think back to the love bombing days even. How good it was when it was good. And a lot of times we know that narcissists have their own weird virtues. They're really smart. They're really confident. They know how to have a good time. Those are obviously things any of us would miss. Anyone who's ever been in a relationship with a narcissist will say, there was something really compelling about that person. Sometimes the thing that you miss from being in a relationship with a narcissist was that there was always something to do. You were always having to do something to please them, or win them over, or validate them, or be better, or make your hair better, or lose weight, or it was always something to do. Now that they're gone, you're like, oh, I might just let myself go because I no longer have to impress this person. So there's a lot of things that go away, good and bad, when a relationship with a narcissist ends. On many days, when you break off a narcissistic relationship, your day can be a really complicated hodgepodge of both grief and relief. People will report waking up saying, what have I done? I don't know what I'm going to do without this person. But later in the day, might report feeling like they're light as air, that they feel like they could fly, that they're so relieved at this being done. And that confusion of sometimes feeling relieved and sometimes feeling confused, especially after years of being emotionally manipulated by a narcissist, can sometimes leave people wondering, maybe I did the wrong thing. Because remember, one of the biggest, saddest legacies of narcissistic abuse is self-doubt, questioning yourself, wondering, did I do the right thing? Did I say the right thing? Maybe I didn't do the right thing. And when you come out of a relationship with a narcissist, the self-doubt sticks around for a while, like an echo. And because of that self-doubt, if you do have a moment of grief, of questioning yourself, of wondering, did I do the right thing? It can be really, really destabilizing. And many people will wonder, maybe I need to go back in. Maybe I didn't do the right thing. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe they're not a narcissist. And that's the beauty of narcissism. It doesn't really change. It's hard to tell somebody to generalize from only the relief moments and ignore the grief moments, because they're both very, very real. One of the techniques I actually often give clients I work with, and it's actually kind of lowbrow, not very nice, but I'm still going to suggest it, is write down every horrible thing that happened in the relationship. This is one of those things you might do, one of those dark night of the soul Saturday nights, you're at 1 a.m. and you can't go to bed. Just start writing it down. Yep, lied about this, shady texts from that, put me down every time they could, did this at my wedding, did it at my birthday party, da-da-da-da. The list will go on. Once you start, the floodgates are going to open, and before you know it, you might have 100 things on that list. Things that were important to you, that they devalued. Things that mattered to you, that they criticized or mocked. Write it all down. Because when you have those moments of doubt, when those moments of grief that confuse you, just take a look at that list. And you'll be like, oh yeah, there's a reason I'm not in this. And if you're fortunate, that sense of relief will flood over you. Lots of people will always say that one of the hardest things about a narcissistic relationship is you keep giving those second chances. Saying, this is the time. He said he'd change, and we went to couples therapy, and it's going better, and it's good, and we've had 2 good weeks, and boom, right back to normal. No, I told my mom, and my mom and I talked about it, and I wrote her this really long letter, and she seems to get it, and she did it again on my daughter's birthday party. I can guarantee you, whatever they've done, they're going to keep doing over and over and over again. Scorpions sting, narcissists behave badly. It's just how it is. So sometimes we need those reminders. But after years and years and years of making those excuses, after you've been away from it a while, it was your only reality. In some ways you think, like, this is all I knew, and you confuse that with, maybe I actually really miss them. I don't mean to at all minimize anyone's feelings. You may very well miss them. Because like I said, every moment with them wasn't a nightmare. There were enough good moments in there that make you wonder, did I do the right thing? Sometimes when you go back and look at the photographs of this special day, and you look so happy, I really want you to pay attention and do the deep dive and wonder, what were you really feeling that day? Because many people will say, yeah, I remember looking at that picture of us on vacation, and we're smiling so big, but an hour later, we had an absolutely horrible fight. And that's the nature of the narcissistic relationship. Even the moments, the photos, those episodes in time that look so good are almost invariably bookended by invalidation, devaluation, arguments, lying, and manipulation. Grief and relief, very complicated emotions, are normal parts of letting go of a narcissistic relationship. The fact is, when we lose someone we really care about, for whatever reason that might be, maybe they move away and you become distant from them, maybe they pass away, maybe they die. When that relationship was healthy, you simply feel grief. And interestingly, the healthier the relationship, sometimes the easier it is to let go. Because many times you did say everything and you said it all in a healthy way, and you can simply, after you grieve it, realize how fortunate you were to have been part of a healthy, loving human relationship. Grief of the narcissist isn't so clean. It's always wondering, ruminating, I should have said this, I should have done that. Why did I get in the first place? How could I let them say that? I can't believe this happened. It's messy. And that's the big difference. The other hard thing is, more often than not, when you leave a relationship with a narcissist, they're still alive and walking around the world. And the only thing more difficult than grieving the dead is grieving the living. Because they're still out there. And you get to watch them move on and go on to the next phase of their life, and it feels so much easier for them. But it's only because theirs is more superficial and you're waiting for something deeper. Grief and relief are the natural parts of the territory of letting go of a narcissist. Don't panic, Enjoy those moments of relief because they'll get longer as time goes on. And when you're in confusing moments of grief that make you regret and wonder if you did the right thing, make that list. Remind yourself of exactly what you didn't want in your life anymore. A few looks at that and you'll be in relief before you know it. Thanks again for tuning in. And as always, as part of this community, it would be great to hear what your experiences were of grief and relief as you got out of a relationship with a narcissist. Please drop your comments here because I'd love to hear how you experience both of those things at the same time. That you'd have a lot of relief, but every so often, boom, that grief would punctuate. Share that with me, share that with our community, so we can all learn from how we've all healed from narcissistic relationships. Thanks again for tuning in. Please tune in twice a week for more content. Subscribe and you'll get notifications.